Okay.
Yes, sir, is going to talk
Good
now.
afternoon, friends, and thank you, Amit, for making me part of this important instruction course. Because cataract surgery is, we all been doing in a correct way, and I think if we give some points which we can always analyze ourselves and try to do that, maybe things might improve. And posterior polar cataract, you all understand, we always worry about the type of posterior polar cataract, the posterior capsule getting dehiscent during your procedure, and the most dreaded would be if you have a drop happening in these cases. And that is where the examination is very important. Assess your cases properly, especially the integrity of posterior capsule, and look for a hardness of nucleus. Examine the other eye also, which is a very important point for any cataract surgery, which is the important. Classically, we have been taught about slow motion phaco, layer by layer emulsification of central core of nucleus, do a nice capsular axis delineation, and subsequently do a sculpting and chip and flip. The two things we have learned here: one is don't do hydrodissection and do a layer by layer emulsification if you're slightly harder nucleus. If you're soft one, just do a sculpting and chip and flip technique. This takes out the endonucleus first and retains the epinucleus core which you have created by delineation. And normally you don't have to rotate in this technique also. Softer nucleus are easy to manage if you do a good delineation, and chip and flip works very, very nicely in these cases also. But what to do once you have a slightly harder nucleus where things can be difficult? So these are three classical morphology of posterior polar cataract where you have more chances of posterior capsule opening during your procedure. So one is a conical shape like this. This is the anti-subsequent OCT picturization, or your moth-eaten appearance, or you have an ectatic appearance. Luckily, these are seen in around 10% of your total posterior polar cataracts. So it seems that around 10% of cases you have a difficult situation. 90% of cases you will do a routine surgery, you will come out in these cases also. The similar picture you can see in a intra OCT also. So what to do when you have a little harder nucleus, and how to do where you are not supposed to do a hydrodissection, not supposed to do a nucleus rotation also, and how to perform surgery is very important in such cases also. So there it is always important to look for a safe nucleotomy pattern. So this is the pattern we have described: chop and tumble nucleotomy where rotation is not required. And you can simply do a delineation, like similarly we are doing a hydrodelineation here, primary core, secondary core, and you'll see the endonucleus separated from the epicortical cushion, because cushion has to be made. So once you do a delineation, cushion will be made, and sometimes this delineation is not complete and rotation becomes difficult. So this is the technique which can be done, easily practiced in routine cases also. So do a central sculpting a little bit so they can hold effectively in the middle or deeper. Then do a chop here, because nucleus cannot be rotated. You can see here, take another piece of nucleus from here. And this is free now, take out this piece. So this will give a space for an internal hydrodelineation to happen, and that will separate the core more easily. Now I can tumble the piece to the center here with my instrument here. And this piece has come and eat this piece also. So this technique can be done in a difficult situation like subluxated cases, small pupil, where you have not done good hydrodissection delineation also. This is very effective way to do it. The entire nucleus has been emulsified without the disruption of an epicortical cushion. Subsequently, you can take out this cushion, pull it from periphery to center, and you can take out easily also. So that is a classical way to look into these cases also. This is again to simplify here. Once you do a chop, so you'll see in the OCT picture, there's a multiple hydrodelineations happen here. So this deletion gives a space here, and this fluid will seep into the core you have created earlier and makes things simpler for us. And you can complete the surgery effectively like you saw in the cases also. And this retention of epinuclear cushion till the end is a compulsory for all cases, more so for our cases with a nuclear hardness, and the PC may be little thin or defective in these cases also. Just to show a similar case here, you can see the OCT picture, conical shape. This classical picture of typical posterior polar cataract, where things can go wrong also. So this is a classical posterior polar cataract which you see, and the first thing comes to the mind with this case: I can do a complete surgery or not. If there is a defect, how to manage such cases? There again, you can see a moth-eaten appearance here. the importance of doing safe nucleotomy comes in picture here also. You can see I was doing a delineation here. During the second delineation, I could see the posterior capsule open. You can see this flutter happening. Also, again, you can see the flutter. That means there has been a breach into the posterior capsule in this case. Now, again, I can't rotate the entire complex here. See, I'll just take out a piece here, try to make sure my core is separated from the epinuclear cushion. That is the final way of thinking. Subsequently, the entire nucleus can be just shifted by your second instrument to central area and keep eating. Then towards the end, you can take out the epicortical cushion, which was safeguarding the nucleus being dropped. You can see a large central opening, this is the classical openings seen in the posterior polar defects, which is normally linear and they look like elliptical opening. So this is the typical you see, unless you damage the, with your surgery, which is appearance a little different than this here. Tamponading with dispersive viscoelastic, you can put the lens over the rexus surface because you have an open PC here and intact vitreous face. You can just stuck the haptic underneath the rexus margin and lens goes inside and you can complete the surgery effectively. So what we have seen here, if you identify the problem, you can manage better. In fact, most posterior polar cataract you can manage simply without having to do a vitrectomy in these patients also. The other important way of doing a similar technique is a femtosecond application. So this is our technique, which is hybrid technique. Dr. Abhay group had described the rings of safety, 1, 2 rings of safety. We have described chopping also. So this is a hybrid in a slightly harder nucleus. So this is around grade 3 nucleus. You can see the posterior polar pattern. So once you do a hybrid pattern, you have the chop, you have the delineation happening in 3 areas. So this is primary segment, secondary segment. All segment can be taken one by one. There's no hydro procedure done here. Once you separate the pieces, the bubble comes out and internal hydro delineation happens automatically, which has been created by femtosecond laser. So I've taken out the second layer of a nucleus with just by second instrument, peeling off the pieces to center. You don't have to go with the handpiece. Again, this is a third block of nucleus fragmentation being taken off. Entire lens safety is there because the cushion is intact till you completed your emulsification. So this technique can be translated into a normal surgery by a chop and tumble technique also. So I would say, to summarize the technique here, idea is to safeguard your nucleus getting dropped in a difficult situation. There cushion comes into a safety-wise also. This technique is very, very useful for posterior polar cataracts in a difficult anatomy, morphology-wise. It is safe, effective, and it, very importantly, you can do the surgery in an effective manner where you can safeguard the posterior capsule, retain the epinuclear cushion, and do an effective nucleotomy in these patients also. Thank you for your kind listening. This is a new book which is being released in AIOS, making IOL power very simplified for you people in your hands. Very small book and very handy with JP Verghese. Thank you again for your kind listening.
Thank you, sir.